So, dear all, this is experiment 6. I'm just going to brief you about this experiment 6, that is design and analysis of telescopic op amp with the differential input. So, there are 5 objectives. The first objective is to design and analyze a telescopic op amp with differential input for the given specifications. Second objective is to analyze using PDM method and calculate the node and gate voltages. The third objective is to perform a DC analysis and obtain the DC operating points, small signal parameters and node voltages. The fourth objective is to perform AC analysis and to obtain DC gain, 3 dB frequency and unity gain frequency. The fifth objective is estimate the gain and output impedance of the circuit. So what are the specifications? I assumed here is supply voltage is 1.8 volts, gain is 40 dB, ICMR minus is 0.8, ICMR plus is 1.6, load capacitance is 10 picofarad and sleeve rate is 5 volts per microsecond and gain bandwidth product is 5 megahertz. Okay. Now, what is this telescopic op amp? Okay, so an operation amplifier, in a short form, we are calling it as an op amp, and it is an integrated circuit that operates as a voltage amplifier. An op amp has a differential input, that is, it has two inputs of opposite polarity. An op amp has a single output and a very high gain, which means that the output signal is much higher than the input signal. Okay, so the operational amplifier is a DC coupled high gain electronic voltage amplifier with a differential input and a single ended output. So in this configuration, an op amp produces an output potential that is typically hundreds of thousands of times larger than the potential differences between its input terminals. So operation amplifier had their originals in analog computers, where they were used to perform mathematical operations in many linear, non-linear and frequency dependent circuits. Okay. So, yeah, in order to achieve a high gain, the differential cascade topologies are used. Yes or no? Okay. So, because when you cascade it, you are going to achieve a high gain. So these circuits increases the gain, but at the cost of what? But at the cost of output voltage swing. Okay, and additional poles. We know where is the pole is will be in the left half of S plane or the right half of S plane. Anyway, that is a stability issues. We have to check with that. Okay, so these configurations are called as telescopic cascade op amps. So a fully differential telescopic operational amplifier design is presented, which is going to achieve both high DC gain and high unity gain frequency. The trade-off among such factors are bandwidth, gain, phase, margin, bias current, signal swing, slew rate and power are made evidently. So the two-stage operational amplifier achieves a broader unity bandwidth and increases the DC gain. Okay. So let us see the experimental procedure. So so the telescopic op amp with the differential input using potential distribution method. So what is the first step I have done here is, so first I have draw the circuit with the length of NMOS and PMOS as 500 nanometer as 2 to 3 times of L minimum, that is 180 nanometer, and width is 2 micrometer initially. Select VDC voltage with DC voltage as 1.8 volts, the VDD. The value at the input of gate terminal of the NMOS and PMOS are calculated using the formula and the PDM method. The next is draw the basic circuit with the length of NMOS and PMOS as 500 nanometer, that is 2 to 3 times of L minimum 180 nanometer, and width W initially. That means I am not selecting the width as 2 micrometer. So select VDC voltage with DC voltage as 660 millivolts, 0 volts and 180 millivolts for the gate, source and drain voltage of NMOS M0 transistor. Then 760 millivolts, 180 millivolts and 360 millivolts as gate, source and drain of NMOS, that is M1 or M2, and 940 millivolts, 360 millivolts and 1.106 volts as gate, source and drain terminal for PMOS. that is M3 or M4. Then 700 millivolts, 1.31 volts and 1.106 millivolts as gate, source and drain of PMOS, that is M5 and M6, and 1.15 volts, 1.8 volts and 1.31 volts as gate, source and drain terminal for PMOS, that is M7 and M8. So the value at the input of gate terminal of the NMOS and PMOS are calculated using the formula and PDM method. So in the analog environment window, select variables, copy from cell view and give the values of W as 2 micrometer. Then in window, select analysis, choose analysis, select DC and then component parameter, chose select component and select NMOS or PMOS and select SIMW option, then start and stop the voltages at 400 nano to 50 micro to get the graph of ID versus W. See, these steps is same as your the previous experiment number 5. Okay, that is a differential amplifier. Okay, then select the outputs to be plotted. Select drain node for ID current in the schematic to set the y-axis for NMOS and source current for PMOS. Then run the simulation to see the results. So ID versus W graph is obtained for different values of W. The W value corresponding to ID value of 50 micrometer and 25 micrometer currents for respective graphs, and the transistor is noted on. The calculated W values are replaced for the NMOS and PMOS transistors, and DC analysis is performed with only save DC operating point option, and they are verified to operate in saturation region only. Very, very important. Okay, the transistors are not in saturation region, so there will be a drop. Okay, so for example, when you are cascading the device, the first PMOS transistor may show 1.8 volts, but the second PMOS cascaded device, it may show only 0.44 volts. Why? Because all the transistors are not in saturation region. Okay, you have to give a proper value such a way that all the transistor should come for saturation region. So then the DC operating point and node voltages for drain, gate, body and source terminals are noted down. So after DC analysis in the analog environment window, select results, print DC operating point and select NMOS or PMOS. This gives the values of all small signal parameters of NMOS and PMOS, that is GM, self gain, okay, etc. are noted down. Okay, so then perform the AC analysis with V sine voltage source at the input, and that is DC voltage provided by M0 and AC magnitude 1 volt, frequency is 10 kilohertz and amplitude is 5 millivolts. So then perform the AC analysis with frequency range from 1 to 10 gigahertz and view the plot in dB20 scale by selecting the graph. So if you right click on that, so dependent modifier will be there, select dB20. So then select outputs to be plotted, select output voltage wire for V out in schematic and set the y-axis, observe the plot for gain and note down the 3 dB frequency and the unity gain frequency. So then for transient analysis, response select outputs to be plotted, select V out and V in voltage wires in schematic, then run the simulation to see the results and note down the output swing. So then to verify the slew rate, the negative terminal of the telescopic op amp is shorted to the output line. Okay, so that is the gate of M2 transistor is shorted to the V out line, and VPWL signal, that is a step input, is applied at a gate of transistor M1 and V1 as 0 volts and V2 as 1.8 volts. Then a transient analysis is performed with the outputs. Transient analysis is performed. Okay, so with the outputs to be plotted, select output voltage wire for V out in schematic and input wire for M1. So in the plot for V out versus time axis, calculate the slope which gives the slew rate required to be verified. Okay, so these are the this is the procedure to be done. See, I have already shared the material for experiment 6 in a Word document also, and what are all the results to be tabulated, that sampled values also I have shown. Okay, you please check it up with these whatever the values it is matching, or there may be some deviation little bit. Okay, and also you have to write the inference for this particular experiment. And when you are doing the experiment, you create a library with your own USN number or name, else we will not come to know that only you have done the experiment. Okay, based on that the evaluation will be done. Okay, thank you.
So let's start with telescopic op-amp. I'll open the telescopic op-amp in Cadence. According to the question, I have design W by L ratio, that is VDD, PMOS, the first two PMOSes, which is load. I gave it as 9.99 micro and length as 500 nano. And the below NMOSes are 5.74 micro, 6.2 micro, which is the input transistor, and the M naught is 4.96 micro. So you can see that the PMOS one is 9.99 and the given VDC is 1.8. So I launched the ADL, which I have already loaded the states, saved the states, where for DC analysis, the component is normal NM2, that is M2. I'll select it from component parameter, then I'll start and stop from 400 nano to 50 micro, and I'll select the node as PM3, the node selection, the current of that branch. So after running the DC analysis, we'll get the DC analysis where I'll get the total current as change in the width from 500 nano to 50 micro. So it's taking a little bit time. So there we go. So there will find 10 micro amperes. So after DC analysis, we'll get all the operating regions of the NMOS and PMOS, and they are all in saturation. So next is AC analysis. So we'll run AC analysis. I'll sweep variable for frequency. I'll start it from 1 to 10 giga, uh, which is logarithmic, 10 points per decade, and I'll choose V out. You know what is V out? Selecting normal wire there, V out, a net. So after selecting, I'll run the AC analysis. We'll get the range of frequency ranges from 1 to 10 giga. So we'll get the total V out. What is the V out for from 1 to 10 giga? And after this, I'll apply dB20. So I'll get the total V out in 20 dB. So I'll click on dB20. I'll run it, split it. I'll get the normal 40 dB magnitude. That is I need to go 3 dB back and 0 dB. This is 0 dB frequency. The 190 kilo 294.54 is 0 dB frequency, and 3 dB is that one. So after going through AC, we'll do transient analysis. I'll do transient. This simple moderate one. Okay. I'll choose both Vin and the net 15 is V1 and V2 is net 22. So that is net 15 and net 22 is net 22 is V2 V2 and normal V out. So after running transient analysis, we'll get to know what is what exactly. So I'll split it, simplified version. So that is, so input voltage was 10 millivolts. So the swing was 10 millivolts. Both input, you can see both of them are 10 millivolts, but output is higher than the input. So there is a higher voltage coming from the V out. So it's better. So we can run slew rate too. I'll select NVA, I'll split it. I'll go to the tools calculator. I'll select derive. So from derive function, I'll get the sleeve rate. So that's the sleeve rate, 3.9. So that's it. Thank you.